Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a doubleheader post-fight for UFC Fight Night Holm versus Aldana, and a pre-fight for Sandhagen versus Moraes. So just a quick, this will be a kind of a condensed episode, so quick rundown. First, the post-fight for Holm versus Aldana. To kick off the main card, we had Dusko Tudorovic versus Daquan Townsend. And yeah, this was a great finish in the second round. And I had a feeling Dusko would win, and sure enough he did. Then in the bantamweight division, yeah, so it was TKO punches round 2, and I was right on my prediction there. Then in the bantamweight division, we had Kyler Phillips versus Cameron Elsa, and it was TKO punches round 2. Punches and elbows. Yeah, this one I got right too. Kyler Phillips, I think he's a future star at bantamweight, and this fight proved it. Then we get into the women's bantamweight bout with Germaine Radamy, versus Juliana Pena, and I felt Juliana Pena should have gone for the wrestling in the first round from straight off the bat, while she still had full energy. I think enough takedowns would have got her to win the first round and the second round, and I think you could argue that she lost the first round, was won the second round barely, and then the third round she could have got another takedown and a finish, but she got caught in a choke, and it was submission guillotine, and who would have saw that coming from the Dutch striker. And Germaine has worked on her submission skills, obviously, and definitely gotten better, more well-rounded fighter, but it's tough to say if she could beat Nunes in a rematch. But it was a good performance from both ladies, and I think Juliana Pena will learn from this loss, and she'll look better in her next fight. And Germaine, we'll see where she goes from here. Then in the heavyweight division, we had Carlos Felipe defeat Yorgan De Castro. I got this one wrong. Yorgan De Castro really just got outstruck here, and Carlos Felipe was just very animated after the fight and looked amazing in his mic skills and post-fight speech. The fight itself, though, was kind of sloppy, but interesting, one-of-a-kind fight to watch for sure. Then in the main event, we had Holm versus Aldana in the women's bantamweight division, and this just really blew me away at how dominant Holm looked on the stand-up, but also she could take it to the ground. And I thought Aldana would have an answer somewhere in the mix and possibly just knock out, go for broke. If anything, she would go for broke and get the knockout win here. But I was wrong on this main event. Holm won unanimous decision. Yeah, 50-45s, 2 of them, and then 50-44 on one of the judges' scorecards. And Holm maybe rematch Germaine, and the winner fight Amanda Nunes. Yeah, it was an interesting card, some good fights top to bottom. Then let's do a pre-fight for Moraes versus Sandhagen with my predictions, the main card. So to kick off the main card, we have Tom Aspinall versus Alan Baudot. I'm going to go with Tom Aspinall here by knockout in the first round. I think this guy has looked good in previous fights and really wowed me, and I think he has a lot of potential in the heavyweight division, but this fight we'll see for sure. Then in the middleweight division, we have Marcus Perez versus Dricus du Plessis, and this one, oh man, I went back and forth on this one, but I'm going to go with Plessis on this one. I think he's looked more impressive as of late, and I think yeah, him having fought for, I believe it was KSW not that long ago, yeah, and he's just looked good there. So and there's a lot of great strikers in that promotion, so I'm going to go with him by second round knockout. Then in the heavyweight division, we have Ben Rothwell versus Marcin Tybura. I'm going to go with Ben Rothwell here. They're both coming off a 2-fight win streak, but I think Ben Rothwell he's won to the tougher opponents, and I think that experience is going to play a factor here. And Ben Rothwell just it seems like every time I pick against him, he proves me wrong. I'd have to double check my history on picking him, but yeah, I'm going to go with Ben Rothwell here. Then in the featherweight division, we have Edson Barboza versus Makwan Amirkhani. This one is a no-brainer. I'm going to go with Makwan by possibly, I'll say submission, second round. I think he just constantly takes down Edson Barboza till he can submit him, and he gets submission late in the second round. Then in the bantamweight division, we have Marlon Moraes versus Corey Sandhagen. I've gone back and forth on this one, but I'm going to say Marlon Moraes wins. But I'm only giving him a 51% chance of winning this fight. This one's a close one because Corey Sandhagen's only had a couple losses. And that loss he had to Aljamain Sterling was who knows how a rematch would go if there were a fight again. But Marlon Moraes, I think his championship experience and the fact he's had more fights, I think he'll use that to his advantage, and he's been in main event spots. So yeah, I gotta go with Marlon Moraes here, and I think he gets it done. I'll say by decision, unanimous. So there you have it. There's my predictions for this card, and as always, until then, oh yeah, stay tuned for my post-fight show as always, and until then, see ya.